Welcome everybody. My name is Ethan Russell and today I will be giving a presentation on cybersecurity for my Global Issues class at Bloomsburg University. So cybersecurity is a global challenge in a connected world. We will explore the evolving nature of cyber threats, their impact on individuals, businesses, and nations, and then we will discuss the importance of collaborative efforts to build a more secure digital landscape that can increase livelihoods for everybody and security for everyone. Upon discussing cybersecurity, we have to realize the evolving threat landscape that exists in our world and what can affect us as citizens and people in other countries as well. So we have things such as malicious actors that are at play, such as hackers, cybercriminals, and state-sponsored groups that pose significant threats to others. These range from lone hackers seeking personal gains to organized crime groups and even state-sponsored entities that can target other countries. They deploy evolving tactics such as phishing attacks, ransomware, malware, and zero-day exploits that are constantly being refined and changed to make it easier for those actors to do things to other people and find solutions to affect other people's lives in negative ways. So phishing emails are designed to trick users into revealing sensitive information, to ransomware attacks that lock down entire systems and demand payment for their release. And these increasing attack targets, they target critical infrastructure, financial institutions, and personal data. And they're all very vulnerable to these types of attacks, and they happen like all the time. They are very consistent and constant, and they're a real danger, especially in our increasingly technology evolving world. So the vulnerability of critical systems, financial institutions, and even our personal data is at risk when these attacks are taking place. And it even goes to individual citizens too, and major businesses. So following the discussion on the evolving threat landscape that cyber attacks produce, we need to think about the impacts of cybercrime. So that begins with financial losses. So businesses and individuals suffer billions of dollars in losses from data breaches and cyber attacks directly from the evolving threat landscapes that I discussed in the previous slide. There is a disrupt in operations. Cyber attacks can cripple critical infrastructure, causing widespread disruption, economic damages, and an erosion of trust. Frequent data breaches erode the public's trust in digital systems and institutions. And sometimes these groups target just the psychological mindset of the erosion of trust, that people don't trust in using the systems anymore. And this can hinder the digital economy, and it can also foster a climate of fear and uncertainty in these systems, especially when our world is shifting to an ever-evolving online landscape. Because, we can do many things online today, like you're paying bills to banks and doing other things like transferring money to different people, and it's very instant. But if it's disrupted by cyber attacks and different means of disruption, we will not have that ability anymore, and it scares people, and they won't want to make those transfers. So on the left, the graph represents the cybercrime rate and how it's expected to skyrocket into the future years here, each year getting increasingly higher. And this is the annual cost of cybercrime worldwide, and it ever increases, and it keeps increasing each year. That's in trillions of US dollars. So as it increases, as people get hurt by cybercrime attacks in their financials or other means, then people will trust less in using cyber technology and transfer cyber information. So it's very interesting to see the increase each year and how that can possibly affect each of our citizens and people around the world. Cybersecurity is a global challenge that requires a global response. Cyber threats do not respect national borders, and malicious actors can target entities anywhere in the world. This necessitates international collaboration on information sharing, coordinated defense strategies, and the development of a unified cybersecurity standards. Fortunately, organizations like the United Nations and international law enforcement agencies are actively working to foster cooperation and build a more secure global digital environment. So how do we develop a more secure future and a more sustainable future for us in terms of cybersecurity? Um, Building a more secure digital future requires a multi-pronged approach. Educating individuals and businesses about cyber threats and best practices is critical. This will empower people to identify phishing attempts, protect their personal information, and implement strong passwords. Organizations, both public and private, need to invest in robust cybersecurity measures like encryption, firewalls, and regular security updates. Additionally, fostering public-private partnerships facilitates collaboration between governments, security experts, and businesses, allowing for a unified approach to threat detection, prevention, and response. So, to conclude, cybersecurity is not a challenge that can be solved once and for all. It's an ongoing battle that requires constant vigilance, adaptation, and innovation. Each individual, organization, and nation has a role to play in building. Constant vigilance must be maintained while having the opportunity to adapt to new threats and challenges when necessary. Because of this, and the global apparatus of cybersecurity, like defense, needs to be improved and continued to be improved and influenced by policy making. There's a collective responsibility behind the policy making, so everyone needs to play a role in building a safer digital space. And by doing this, we can create a more secure future and a more resilient future for everyone.